Yes, boys and girls, autumn and winter are approaching, and for most people this is the worst time of year. No more sun, no more barbecues, no more Jet2 holidays or whatever. But for us resellers, August to February are the months where we really start to make our money. This is where the demand kicks in for winter clothes, for stuff like trench coats, puffer jackets, leather jackets, hoodies, tracksuits, stuff like that. You'll see that the demand pretty much doubles or triples what it was over the summer. And whether you do this as a side hustle or you're a full-time reseller, this is now the time where you need to lock in, because these are the months where you can make some real money. So in this video, I'm essentially going to go through what I've started selling already in around mid to late August. So I'm going to show you what I've sold, how much profit I've made on that particular item. And this video should give you guys some good guidance as to what to sell, and also to hopefully make some money yourselves. And even though it's only August, the demand for these things is only going to rise and rise come October, November and those months. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So let's start with some favorites, the North Face puffer jackets, the NUPS jackets. These are very, very common. These are the most popular North Face jackets, and they're the most expensive ones as well. These often get sold on Vinted for 25, 30, 40 pounds. These easily resell for 80 to 90, even more sometimes depending on the condition and the model on both Vinted and eBay. So if you can get these jackets for anything under 45 pounds, I'd say it's definitely worth it. You can see this black puffer jacket here, I got for around 35 pounds, and I sold this on Vinted. I sold this full price on Vinted for 90 pounds. Pretty much 2 or 3 weeks after, and I think this was like early August as well, so it wasn't like peak winter season. I think if this was peak season, maybe I'd get like 100, 110 for it easily. So these next ones are an absolute gem. So I've never heard any reseller talk about buying and selling these, but Ted Baker coats. Now Ted Baker went into administration I think maybe like a year ago, but their coats are very much still in demand. I know a lot of their stuff is dead stock, but these wool cashmere coats that they sell, I see people selling them all the time for like 15, 20 pounds, and they resell pretty much instantly for 55, 60 pounds. Come this winter season, I think they'll easily go for 70, 80, to be honest. As you can see, these two are sold in succession, one for 57.5, one for 62.5, I believe. You have to know which models sell and which ones don't know, I think. So with Ted Baker, you need to know like the models, for example, like the Sandra coat or like the Lorelei coat, for example. But generally, these sort of trench coats, these long coats for women, they're going to be big sellers this winter. So this red coat that I got around a month and a half ago, the person actually deleted their account, I think, or something, because I can't click on the original listing, but I got it for 29.5 and resold for 62.5, so over 30 pounds. You want to aim for at least 20 pounds profit per item, because if you're selling stuff and you're making only like 10 or 15 pounds profit per item, it becomes sort of inefficient, like, because when you take into account like the listing, the sourcing and everything, it becomes like pretty much just you're making fuck all money basically. So make sure you guys prioritize on the high ticket items that are selling, like these Ted Baker coats and North Face puffers that I've showed you, and the other stuff I'm going to show you in this video. So another item that's going to be in demand, guys, are blazers. So any kind of blazers, whether they're double-breasted or just normal blazers. Tuxedos as well, because people are going to start going to more events and stuff in the winter as well. For example, this Ralph Lauren tuxedo blazer, I got this for just 40 pounds brand new. This was quite lucky, to be fair, but even used they sell for quite a lot. And I sold this on eBay for 107.5 pounds, so quite a big margin in this product. I probably could have sold it for more, but I do like to get my inventory going quite quickly. So people have more of a reason to wear formal clothes in the winter, guys, especially in darker colors. So for example, even this Ted Baker double-breasted blazer. Ted Baker isn't the best brand for things like this, but even this one sold for 35 pounds when it was used, and I think I got this for like 15 pounds. I'll put it on the screen somewhere. But generally, like Reese blazers, Ralph Lauren blazers, anything that's going to look good in a work environment is going to resell this winter. Which brings me on to another sort of classic, but a little underrated, I feel, women's Air Max 270s. Now, they also sell quite well in men's, but women's pretty much sell for the same price. It's one of those shoes where the women's shoes pretty much sell on par in terms of price to the men's shoes, so you can pick them up all the time for like 15 to 20 pounds, and they resell between 30 and 40 all the time. They're not very high ticket items. These are probably like the lowest profit margins items that I sell. I'll make like maybe 15, 20 pounds profit, but they're very easy to clean and they're very easy to list. If you guys are listing trainers, also make sure you get the things you put inside the shoe. I don't know what they're called. Essentially, they make the shoe look a lot more presentable. You don't have to send it with the shoe, but it's just for taking photos. It makes the shoe pop out a little bit more, and it makes it look a lot cleaner and professional. Finishing off with a classic Tech Fleece tracksuits. As you can see, these two, I got them for around £20, maybe low 20s, and they sold for £50-60 pretty instantly. And even if they're not in the best size, for example, like this one, they still sell quite well. But obviously the bigger sizes like L and XL will sell for a lot more. Generally, yeah, watch out for Tech Fleece tracksuits. And for example, this person made the classic mistake of not putting both the top and the bottom in the front picture. So a lot of people overlooked this. They thought they were just selling the hoodie. But yeah, you gotta sort of be alert. People misprice these all the time because they'll just think, okay, Nike tracksuits, £20. But on places like eBay, these sell very well as well if you can reach, if you can do like the international shipping on eBay. A lot of people from like America and wherever Europe want to buy these stuff as well. So everything that I put in these videos, guys, I do source and sell myself, and that's what I think is important, because you can actually see what's selling in real time. I mean, I can just tell you to go buy stuff and just give reference to other people buying it, but I feel like this is what I do myself. This is how I make a living myself. So this is the most beneficial for you guys, to actually see money being made in the flesh. So these items should be a good baseline. And if you stick to this, stick to what you know as well. Some of you guys might be better at reselling certain things than I am, so try and look for branded items and try and look for items that people would actually want to wear in the winter. But at the end of the day, the art of good business is being a good middleman. So that's essentially what you're doing. You outsource for cheap and then you sell to someone for even higher. You're just adding value with better pictures, more clarity, and cleaning the item, for example. So subscribe if you want to see similar content. I've got loads of videos like this where I'll show you guys how to list, how to resell, and just generally how to go about sourcing. So if you found this useful, make sure to subscribe, and thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.